Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Oilers Rundown. Feels pretty good to be an Oilers fan right now. 5-game winning streak. Vancouver, Columbus, Chicago, the next 3 games up for the Edmonton Oilers. You don't want to knock those teams, but this is an excellent opportunity for the Oilers to go on a very long streak. Obviously, they can't take any of those teams for granted. They have to play like they played against the California teams last week. Well, aside from the LA Kings, of course. The Anaheim Ducks and the San Jose Sharks are, of course, the 2 teams I'm referring to there. The Oilers went in, dominated those hockey games, walked away with 7-1, 6-2 victories. Really, the Vancouver Canucks, Columbus Blue Jackets, and Chicago Blackhawks, although the Blackhawks haven't exactly been a pushover, but these are 3 teams, when the Oilers are playing at their best, that they can beat. So, can this win streak continue? I believe it can. I think this team has turned a corner. Jack Campbell's playing excellent. Stuart Skinner was playing excellent before his little break there to have his son Bo. I think the Oilers are figuring things out. Philip Broberg has really emerged here lately. Going to have more on him in a few minutes, but this is a team I really feel can go on a run. They're a second half team. They have been for a few years now. This season is obviously no exception to that rule, and I believe the Oilers are going to challenge for a top spot in the Pacific and go into the Stanley Cup playoffs playing really strong, but obviously time will tell on that front. We got amazing news last night for Leon Draisaitl, and most importantly, I think, for Stuart Skinner. An Edmonton Oilers rookie goaltender is going to the All-Star game. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Stuart Skinner representing the Oilers at the All-Star game. But really, I think Jay Woodcroft brought it up in today's press conference. Can anyone remember the last time an Edmonton Oilers goaltender went to the All-Star game? The last goaltender I think that would be even in consideration for it, Cam Talbot must have been during that 2017 run where he set the record for most wins by an Edmonton Oilers goaltender, I believe, with 42 wins that year. He had to have been in consideration. I don't remember if he actually got selected for the All-Star game. I have a feeling he didn't, but he's probably the last goaltender I could think of that would even be in consideration for that. Because, I don't know, Dwayne Rollison. I mean, after the Oilers Cup run in 2006, I think Rollison played well, but I don't think he was ever an all-star consideration, and the Oilers obviously really struggled after that 2006 Cup run, so maybe Curtis Joseph back in the day, but I don't know if Tommy Salo or any of those guys would have ever been in consideration, so a real landmark achievement for Stuart Skinner playing on this team behind a struggling defense, and he's earned himself an all-star vote and will be representing the Oilers at the all-star game, so really excited for Stuart Skinner. Obviously an amazing time lately for him. Got his new 3-year contract, birth of his son Bo, and now he's going to the All-Star game and representing the Oilers. So excellent news on that front. And obviously Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, 2 best players in the NHL in my opinion, should definitely be at the All-Star game. Speaking of Stuart Skinner, he unveiled some new equipment today. You can check out this video that the Oilers posted on Twitter here showing off the new equipment. It looks pretty good. Hopefully it brings Stuart Skinner luck. I know Jack Campbell's luck kind of turned when he changed up his equipment, so hopefully it has the same effect for Stuart Skinner here going forward. Tyler Yarmachuk of Oilers Nation and Daily Faceoff had a Heritage Classic jersey scoop for the Edmonton Oilers this afternoon. Here's his report. Got a little scoop. Hearing that the Oilers are thinking of using this old Edmonton Mercury sweater as the inspiration for their Heritage Classic jersey. The jersey would be Oilers colors, the leaf would be an oil drop, and it'll read Edmonton Oilers across the front. I love the look of it personally, definitely has that Heritage Classic touch and would look really great on the Edmonton Oilers this October when they take on the Calgary Flames at Commonwealth Stadium. And lastly for today, guys, I just wanted to go over some of my early initial thoughts on the trade deadline for the Edmonton Oilers. I'm starting to think they should probably veer away from some of the larger names. Obviously, I've been a big proponent of the Oilers going for Jacob Chychrun, but obviously with the turn lately of Philip Broberg, Evan Bouchard has been playing better. I think the Oilers going with 7 defensemen just has really helped the D-core overall. Vincent Desharnais coming in as that 7th defenseman, adding some toughness. All importantly, of course, lowering the minutes of all the defensemen. It allows everyone to play more effectively. I think the Oilers should still bring in an addition, but I'm leaning more towards someone who has an expiring contract that isn't going to stand in the way of Philip Broberg or Evan Bouchard moving forward. The name I'm thinking of is Arizona Coyotes defenseman Shane Gostisbehere. I believe is a $4.5 million cap hit, but he is a pending UFA. He can play both the left side and the right side. I'm thinking of bringing him in and the Oilers carrying 8 defensemen. In my mind, he's actually more insurance than anything else. He's been having an excellent year for the Arizona Coyotes. He played well last year as well, I believe. So I think he's someone who can come in, help the Oilers. I'm just thinking ahead here. Darnell Nurse suffered that bad injury in last year's playoffs. If the Oilers lose somebody big, wouldn't it be great to have Shane Gostisbehere there as someone who can step in, play effective minutes for the Edmonton Oilers, and if they do lose someone, still have 7 strong defensemen. Obviously, for playoff time, depth is everything, and bringing in a guy like that on an expiring contract that doesn't stand in the way of anybody going forward, I think could really help the Oilers. The other 2 targets I'm thinking of are Jonathan Toews and Sam Lafferty of the Chicago Blackhawks, who the Oilers could probably get in a package deal. We know the Oilers are thinking of moving Jesse Puljujarvi, Warren Foegele, and Derek Ryan, although Warren Foegele and Derek Ryan have both been playing excellent lately. However, isn't it better to try and trade an asset that's actually playing well, as opposed to Jesse Puljujarvi, who the Oilers have been trying to move all year, but he's been struggling. So I think the recent success of Warren Foegele and Derek Ryan could really play into the Oilers' favor here. Another thing for the Oilers to consider is the injury history of Kailer Yamamoto this year. $3.1 million cap hit, he's out now, he is expected to come back, but what if those concussion issues come back once again? The Oilers are probably going to want some depth on that right side, and that's where a guy like Sam Lafferty could come in for them. He's a replacement for Jesse Puljujarvi, Warren Foegele, or possibly even Kailer Yamamoto, obviously playing further down in the lineup. But I think with the Oilers' line of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Klim Kostin, and Matthias Janmark, Evander came back, the Oilers' top 6 is looking really good. A Jonathan Toews playing in that center role brings that Stanley Cup experience, more depth for the Edmonton Oilers. I really think Jonathan Toews, Sam Lafferty, and Shane Gostisbehere should be the Oilers' targets. At this time anyway. I reserve the right to change my mind later for the Edmonton Oilers trade deadline. Yamamoto could provide more cap space. If the Oilers can move those other 3 guys out, Jesse Puljujarvi, Warren Foegele, Derek Ryan, they've got some more cap space to play with there. Maybe they can be one of those teams that can take on more of Toews' cap hit. Maybe they only really need the Blackhawks to retain that 50%, and that covers it off for them. But we'll see what happens here, guys. Just some initial thoughts on the trade deadline. Let me know what you guys think of those targets. Who would you target? What do you think of the possible Heritage Classic jersey? How long do you think this winning streak can last? Let me know in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan. Take care, guys. I'll see you soon.